Hi, Tony Kishawi here. I found this little clip on the internet, as you do, about some clowns doing a routine, and I'd like to take advantage of this by talking about the rule of three. I had some teachers ask me, how do we teach? How do we teach the students the rule of three? So the best way that I can explain is that in this clip, we've actually got two clowns, I think from back in the 1950s in Europe, where someone had actually asked for them to do their routine in front of a camera. So here we have a routine being performed for a camera, which means it's just the bare structure, just the structure alone. The rule of three comes into play in this little routine. So let me show you without any further ado. So here they are. The routine is that they're about to play music, and of course the high status stands up and the low status clown, the august, falls down. Now he kind of figures, I'm going to do this to him. He swaps the chair around and goes, haha, I'm going to get him. Of course, high status is much smarter than his servant, low status, and it's got it all set up. So they go to play music again, and they give a cue to start. He's got a violin in his hand, but of course he stands up and the clown falls down again. Now he can't work out why that happened, but he's going to fix it this time. This is the third time. He turns around and sits on it, so no mistake this time. He's definitely going to fall over. He checks. It's going to definitely work. He's going to win. So here's the cue again. And they stand up to play, and of course it backfires on the low status clown. He gets annoyed, rolls up his sleeves, rolls up his pants, rolls up his sleeves again, and of course you get to see the Zanni walk. This is the stylization that we all talk about in Commedia. Of course that's a strange version of it, but see where it all comes from. So there's remnants of it in all our theatre and all our performances. We can always recognize it. This is the circus that obviously these guys belong to, Circus Pilatus. I looked it up. It actually it's a mountain in central Switzerland. So these guys are obviously touring. I don't know. The circus probably lives in Switzerland, and it means circus, very big mountain. So you can have a look at the clothes that everyone's wearing there. So I think that's definitely the 50s. So let's come back to the main cam. Now, why is structure important? They're just doing the bare bones, come out. They actually say to the audience when they're entering the ring, we're going to play you some music, and they sit down on the chair. And of course, the clown then falls down. Of course, it's what they're about to do that gets interrupted by their clown routine. So this is how Commedia works. If you go out with a skit, like maybe one of the high status characters announces to the audience that they're going to do something in the skit, the scene, and then the comic skit seems to happen. For example, let's say, I've done this one before, where Pantalone comes out, talks to the audience and asks his servant to get him a chair. And the servant gets the chair, puts it behind Pantalone, but Pantalone, while talking to the audience, wanders across the other side of the stage and then tells his servant off, I thought I asked you to bring a chair. And of course the servant goes, okay, sorry, my fault, boss, and follows his boss, puts the chair under his backside, and then the high status doesn't sit down and wanders across the stage back the other way and complains that the zany hasn't got his chair. So you can see that just that little bit of clowning antics is very similar to the clowns in the circus. So you could show this little clip to your students and show them how simple it is. Things happened in threes. And then get them to rehearse the structure. What I do is I actually say to them, okay, take your masks off and just rehearse the routine, the structure of it. And I even get the actors to say, well, I stand here and I say this line, and then I walk over there and I say this, and the other actor says, well, I say this in response to you, and then I turn around. So this kind of working through the structure, I think, is very important, because the next step is I get them to put the masks on, and now they are in character and they're looking at the world through the eyes of their masked character. And of course, the structure is their strength. Their structure is lets the audience know that they've actually got a journey they're going on, and the rest can be improvised. The clowning, the answering hecklers and so on can then be improvised upon, but they have a structure to work with. So the clowns, I should go back to our two clowns. Imagine them doing that routine with an audience in the circus, in the middle of the ring, and the clown turns the chair around and then the high status turns it back. You can imagine what the kids are saying. He's done it, he's turned it around, he's done this, it's behind you, and good pantomimes sort of performance is that the audience is involved. And I believe Commedia was very similar to that. Everything had to be for the audience. There was no actors standing nose to nose talking to each other. It was always out to the audience, for their audience. And that's how Commedia is. There's no fourth wall, of course, if they're talking directly to the audience. Okay, I hope that's useful. I'll leave a link in the description there so you can actually go and find this video on the internet, and you can show your students. Hopefully it will be an inspiration for them. Ciao, ciao.